everyone, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of July 2023. I hope all my Taurus friends are doing well out there. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the cards, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You don't have to force anything to resonate. If the message does not ring true, then just, leave it and take only what feels like it applies to you. As you know, I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards. This is the spread that I have for you today. It's an interesting spread. Definitely you have the Tower card, but it's not something that you need to worry about it because it's already in the past. However, the effects are still lingering. You're still kind of getting over the hump and getting those difficult emotions kind of released from you, your mind is still sort of jumping back towards the past and looking back towards the past. Trying to see, how things could have been different, what you possibly have missed. But the great thing is that, the difficult part is behind you, so you don't have to allow it to be in the present, if you will. You do also have the Nine of Swords, and we'll get to this. We'll figure out together how you can use it to your advantage, how you can move forward without really leaking too much of your own energy and your own power. The great thing is that you have the Ten of Cups. Your emotions are going to feel really strongly fulfilled. It's a great card, and it's a wish coming true card as well. But let's get right into the spread. In the past position, you have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the Tower. In the obstacle position, you have Death, clarified by the Ace of Wands. In the present position, you have the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Four of Cups. And in the future outcome position, you have the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So definitely the energy is kind of push and pull. There are many things in your life that are going your way, but there's also a few things that you wish weren't there. And so it's kind of like a push and pull energy that you kind of want to put behind you, because it can wear you down, and it can cause you to leak power, to leak energy that you actually need in order to get through this year, because this is going to be a really pivotal year. It is a beginning of something incredible for you. I mean, your situation is changing really drastically. You're going from the Tower to the Ten of Cups. I mean, that's as drastic as it gets. That's as opposite as it gets. Things that have you have been through, you've learned from them, and that makes you really strong and really experienced. And really knowledgeable, and that kind of makes you aware of things that other people would not be aware of, but because of your experience, because of your tenacity, you are a really strong and unique individual, dear Taurus. In the past position, we do have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the Tower. The Queen of Wands is a great card. I really like her because she is the embodiment of confidence. She's the embodiment of determination. She's the embodiment of, this charm that is completely and utterly devastating, and, just can convince anyone, to do what she sort of wants them to do. And it's interesting that confidence was shattered. The confidence was eroded. The confidence was changed. I mean, there was a moment that caused your confidence to go away, that caused your confidence to truly be impacted. You know, it could have been a specific circumstance, a specific situation, a specific connection where you allowed your confidence to be impacted by this unpleasantness, if you will. And this is in the clarifying position. So it's like being impacted by something that's not happening directly to you, but something that's happening around you. And it's important because you're so much stronger now, and it's so much harder to shake the confidence that you have now, because your confidence is now rooted in a real foundation. You know what I mean? And that real foundation is your experience and your knowledge and your ability to kind of scan the scene, scan the situation around you, and kind of feel comfortable because you know exactly how things are going to play out. The death card in the obstacle position is definitely interesting to me because you're clearly holding on to something. Death is about transformation. Remember, energy does not die, it transforms. And so there's something you are holding on to. It could be a specific emotion that you're not wanting to let go. It could be that you're trying to build something that isn't really going to bring you as much joy as you think, but there's something you're not letting go of. It could be that you are holding on to some sort of an attachment to outcome. But you know, death generally comes about because there's a fear of the unknown, right? We all like to stay in the comfort zone because our mind makes us believe that the comfort zone is safe. And the mind believes that because the mind knows what to expect. When your mind is kind of going into the unknown, it has to kind of build new neural pathways. It has to create new pathway, right? And it feels the pressure. It feels discomfort that it has to do that. So definitely, you know, it's important to remember that things that are new are not necessarily there to do or to create something bad for you. You know, change has to happen. And so as a Taurus, yeah, you know, it's hard to let go. It's hard to invite change. It's hard to not want that consistency, you know. Taurus really, really loves that consistency, that constant, because that continuity, right, gives, it's like eating a bowl of really great comfort food, you know. It just hits the right spot, and it just makes you feel really, really good and comfortable. But it is important to get comfortable with change, and to not allow your energy to be scattered. That's one thing that I do have to point out for you, Taurus, because the Ace of Wands sometimes gets the energy scattered, you know, where it's like you will start something new and then start something else and then start something else, and so the projects are kind of up in the air and things are disorganized, and oh, I gotta go do this, or I gotta go do that, or no, drop that, you know, go. It's important to remember that you don't want to scatter your energy. You want to keep being organized, and focus on 1 to 2 things. You cannot do it all. Ultimately, you know, after a huge lifetime of doing this, that, and the other, people on their deathbed generally say, well, I'm proud of my children. That's one thing, right? So out of everything that you do during your lifetime, generally you're only proud of 1 to 2 things. And it's important to remember. And it's hard because we want to play God. We want to be everywhere all the time. We want to focus on many different things, but that's not how God is played, right? And God does not like that. And of course, there is no God. There's the source. So it's important to remember, focus on one or two things. Don't have 10 businesses. Have one business, but really know that business. Don't have 10 friends, but have one or two friends, but really know those two friends. You know what I mean? Don't scatter your energy, because then you have to do a lot of exercises to bring it back in, to recall your energy back to yourself. So again, do work with your thoughts, with the quality of your thoughts. The quality of your thoughts dictate the quality of your life. So it is important to remember. Now, you clearly have some anxiety because you got the Nine of Swords here in the present position. And again, when you find yourself in a state of worry, what do you attract? That's right, more worry. When you worry, you attract more worry. When you focus on ice cream, you attract ice cream. When you focus on sports, you attract sports. When you focus on war, you attract military stuff and war type stuff. When you focus on children, you attract children. When you focus, whatever it is that you focus on comes into your life. And how do you focus? Well, the thoughts in your head are the ones that bring that about, right? What am I thinking about today? Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are in relationship with your thoughts. You are in relationship with your anxiety. You are not anxiety. You are in a relationship with anxiety, with your emotions. You are in relationship with your emotions. So though that isn't you, you believe it is you because this matrix feels real, because this illusion feels real. And in order, yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, I was doing some research and I found this guy, and I only saw a snippet of it, but there was this guy from 1910 or 20 was talking about thinking and not thinking. So when you think, you actually distance yourself from reality, right? And your brain develops pathways, neural pathways. For example, if you're worried about something, you become an expert at it, because that's all your brain does is worry, mull over it, think over it, try it this way, your brain is just fixated, obsessed on one thing, and it starts to create neural pathways. For example, how something some sort of a little neuron travels or whatever, and then it travels over here and over here and over here and over here and over here, and it's like a tree branch that starts to be created, whereas there was no, whereas there was empty space, now there is all these little branches that are created by your worry, because your brain literally creates the pathway. When you worry, it creates a bigger pathway to more worry. It attracts more worry, and that's why distracting yourself kind of helps alleviate that obsession, if you will. And so what happens when you think is you distance yourself from reality, because you're busy thinking. And the antidote to that is to not think. And that is why you have to meditate, because it brings you back in, because the power is in the now. It's not in the past. The past is over. If you were too worried that you looked fat in the past, well, guess what? That's over. If you're going to worry that you're going to look fat in the future, well, guess what? Most likely you will, because you're speaking that into the existence. But the point is, you worry and you worry worry and you worry, you're not really enjoying the moment. If you worried that you didn't have enough money in the past, there's nothing you can do about that. If you're worrying that you're not going to have enough money in the future, again, that's what your mind attracts, that lack of mentality. I'm just giving you random examples that, generic examples that people can relate to, if you will. But when you think, you distract yourself from reality, you distance yourself from reality. And so thinking is the best way to kind of combat that is to not think, is to meditate. You do have the Four of Cups in the clarifying position, which definitely, again, is a product of too much thinking, because, this is anxiety, and this is just saying, well, I don't care anymore, because, it's too much stress, it's too much worry, there's clearly a lack of that emotional connection when you are too worried about a specific situation. Remember, even if you let something go, right, even if you just kind of change, accept change, and allow death to occur, then if it wasn't supposed to leave your life, it's going to find a way to come back into your life. You know what I mean? But generally, the universe, through my observation, rewards people who are able to let go of a particular connection or circumstance or situation. Now, in the future outcome position, you have the Ten of Cups clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So on one hand, that's great, because the Ten of Cups is a wish granting card. It's a card of feeling really, joyful and fulfilled, feeling like you're part of your tribe, that you're surrounded by people who are giving you emotional support, who are kind of hanging in there with you, who are kind of making sure you don't feel alienated, that you feel part of a group, that you feel part of a tribe, which is definitely basically what we all want. There is going to be a little bit of a hectic, time towards the end of July, because, the Two of Pentacles talks about having clear boundaries. So watch your emotions. Make sure that you're not part of that push and pull energy. Make sure that you are able to stay balanced and stay even keeled. You don't want to be kind of like bobbing up and down. As you see here, the Two of Pentacles, the emotions are kind of going up and down, up and down, up and down. You want to stay balanced. Remember, you want to stay away from the pendulum. You know how like the pendulum goes like that, right? So you can be super happy. If you're extremely, extremely happy, then it goes back to, sadness, extreme sadness. So try and keep things in the middle. Because when you are sort of in the middle, you are able to stop leaking energy, stop leaking power, stop leaking things that, like your vital life force, and as a result, you can manifest and be happier, because you're manifesting more precisely, because you're manifesting more thoughtfully. Sometimes our mind just like, oh, I want to be loved. Well, sometimes that's not very precise. By who, by what, in which manner. It's important to try and be as precise as possible. Let's see what the Angel and Ancestor card has for us. And we've got Lady, enjoy growth and reap reward. So, truly, you see fruit, right? The something that you've worked for really, really hard. The fruits of your labor are being given to you. This is why this lady is holding this fruit, and this tree, right, is green, and it's giving you the results you've worked for so hard. And I really like that, this card is kind of green, because green is the color of Taurus. That's the color that you correspond to, Taurus. But definitely, the growth is happening and the results are coming in. Can you not see them? Can you not feel them? I mean, for crying out loud, this is your year. Jupiter is in Taurus. And so if you feel like things have been a little bit, like if you feel like you were expecting a lot more, this is telling you that more is coming in. I also pulled the Akashic Tarot card, and we have the Queen of Scrolls. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears upright, she brings important information and inspiration to you. The Queen of Scrolls is a woman of higher mind whom you may already know or who or have yet to meet. Her purpose is to help you move through the entryway to a new level of wisdom and understanding. She could be a teacher to you in some way or offer a friendship that can develop into a deeper understanding. This woman could be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. Maybe she's a marketer or a publisher. If you have like a blog or a writer, she may be someone who can, get you published. The Queen of Scrolls could also represent you in your life getting a position in a field related to communication. This card also indicates a phase of deepening understanding and readiness to learn. It's perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it's mind, body, or spirit. Open the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic Scrolls and step through the door of knowledge. So, expect to feel like knowledge is coming in. So when knowledge is coming in, generally you tend to be a little bit more calmer because your mind is in that processing mode. When information gets uploaded into the mind, it has to be processed and kind of put away into the cabinets of the subconscious, if you will, because generally the information that you use that you need vitally is upfront, right? And information that you can process later is usually in the back. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Taurus. And if you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me on Instagram and in the Facebook group. And I will see you next time.